going on, everybody? I'm going to do a quick little video for you today on how to install the mil-spec barrel nut adapter onto your marker. So we've got a lot of requests on how to take these things off and put them on, so I just figured I would do this really quick so we can kind of all get on the same page here. I'm going to show you how to install it on a 468, but it's going to work pretty much the same way on any marker. I've got a Blizzard here just to show you because the mil-spec barrel nut adapter on that looks a little bit different. On the 468, we'll just go ahead and get started here. We have these threads. These are mil-spec threads. They're made for a mil-spec handguard insert. Now, our mil-spec handguard insert looks like this. It's a smooth little round cylinder, and it has threads on one side, and it has a 1-inch opening, so it'll fit around a 1-inch or a 7/8 inch barrel. To get this thing on here, you do need one special tool. You need an AR wrench. Now, there's lots of different variations of this out there. These are for real AR-15, so there's a lot of stuff on here that you won't need, but we're going to be using this side here, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. So first and foremost, these are going to thread on. You can get one of these on hand tight, no problem. Now, the reason why you need the wrench is because I haven't met a person who can screw this on tight enough with your hands that when you put the handguard on there, you can't accidentally twist it off and then your handguard starts spinning during the middle of your game, and that's no fun for anybody. So once you thread this on, now you can do this with, before I screw that all the way on, I want to show you a couple different ones. You can have, like, there's a Noveski style barrel nuts, there is Troy style, there's also the ones in our Delta Ring pack. So here's another one for you guys. This is a Noveski style. It looks really similar. It just also has a couple of square points on it that you can use a different type of wrench on there if you wanted to. But again, it has the threads on one side, and it has these screw holes to mount their handguard to it. This one is also another Noveski style one here. Basically, it just doesn't have the wrench posts in the center there, but it's basically the same thing. And these all, again, just thread straight on to the receiver. So if you have a problem where your barrel nut is not threading on all the way up to almost all the way to the receiver before you have to use the wrench, call us, let us know. We've noticed that some of these are not 100% mil-spec. So this one here, this is our Delta Ring. You guys might have one of these if you have a standard M4 style or carbine style handguard on there. It's spring loaded, so you can take the handguard off and on. This is what the inside of that looks like. It's kind of like a little star shape. And I'll show you the part of the wrench that you can use to thread this on as well. So the way I do it with the 468 is thread this on all the way down as far as you can get it. Now you're going to need to use a little bit of leverage here. Move all these out of my way. We're going to use this end of the AR wrench. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little notch here into one of these holes that's on the barrel nut. So I like to lay it down like this with my handle facing this way because I'm going to be wrenching it that direction, so the handle kind of helps it from rolling up and over. So I like to hook it on the bottom. So now it kind of sits like that. All right. Put your hand on here, get some good leverage, wrench this thing down. Try not to over tighten it, because if you ever want to get this thing off, you know, it's going to be hard the harder you tighten it on. So you saw I put pretty much all my weight on there. It always is going to leave a little tiny like scuff mark on there because it's metal on metal. You can't really do that. You can either paint over it or get yourself some aluminum blacking agent or something like that and cover it up if you want to. Thing is, your handguard is going to go right over this, so you're not going to be able to see it anyway. So I've got a handguard here. The handguard only goes on one direction. The easiest way to tell is that you can see the RAP4 logo on here. This section of rail is actually taller than the other three. So it'll only go on one way. Once the upper receiver and this rail line up perfectly, that's how you know you've got it the right way. If it's not, it's a pretty drastic step. It's about a 1/4 inch of a step there. You'll notice something's wrong. So just spin it back, and then the way you get this to stop spinning on here, because it's just floating on that handguard insert, is there are 4 little grub screws in here, little set screws. Use a 2mm Allen key. I like to put my thumb across here once I line this up nice and straight, and you just sort of go around and tighten them all individually like you would lug nuts on a tire or something. So don't go all the way in with one. Tighten it down a little bit, and then you have a little bit of room to sort of fine-tune it and move it to exactly where you want it to, and then go through and tighten them all up, and this thing will be installed. And that's it. And if you want to get it off, you just loosen all 4 of the set screws, pull your handguard off, use your AR wrench to then torque off this guy here, and then you can put on any other variation of the barrel nut that you want. Now with the Delta ring pack, you'll notice a little star shape on the inside there. You can use this end of the tool. It's actually got a corresponding star shape basically on the wrench, for lack of a better word, and it actually fits perfectly in there, just like that. And you would use this same exact method to either torque on or torque off this entire Delta ring pack, and that would allow you to use the carbine style handguards. I don't have any around me here, but basic M4A1 style carbine handguard, or even if you wanted to use like a Magpul handguard, or pretty much any one of those polymer handguards that are two pieces. So that's how you would do that. The mil-spec barrel nut adapter, this is for the Blizzard and the Bolt, okay? Now that basically, I'll send you guys a link on how to install this on the Blizzard or the Bolt. I'll put a link in the description below. You guys can check that out. But this is once it's been installed. And then at this point, it's the same exact process. You're going to have the same mil-spec threads on the front of your Blizzard or your Bolt, which these barrel nuts will then thread right onto. So then just use your AR wrench, torque it on, use your discretion. You know, I'm sure some of you are strong enough to just completely over torque the thing and maybe break the aluminum or something. Don't do that, okay? Go on as far as you need to go, get it nice and tight, and then stop. If you ever want to get it off, like I said, it'll be impossible if you screw it on too tight. I think that's it, guys. If you have any other questions, go ahead and leave them in a comment in this video, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Thanks a lot.